Yeah.
Or maybe some people get a sick thrill from that. Again, maybe it's a fetish thing. Maybe it's the wrist.
Maybe, because there's people who eat poo, so...
Yes, if you are eating and or drinking...
If you are eating poo, please unsubscribe.
Query Dearys.
Okay. On the count of 3, and then pause, and then go.
What do you...
1, 2, 3. The Query Dearys.
What? Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Query Dearys with my illustrious co-host Pennygrit.
Hi.
And myself, as usual. So we're back again with our questions, our discussions, our queries for y'all dearies. So before we started, you said you had something you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, it's very important.
Okay. I'm ready.
How
Okay.
do you wipe your bum? Do you wipe your bum standing up or sitting down?
Okay. Right.
And by sitting down, I mean leaning and reaching, not just like anything else. I mean, you sort of lean to one side
Right.
and wipe, or standing up. And I suppose you would bend a little if you're standing up.
Right.
But
like,
it's one of those two. Or do you do something else?
all right. Me, I'm a leaner. I'm the first one.
Like leaning while sitting?
Yeah.
Okay.
However, standing up, I've heard, right? I often listen to a podcast called 0 Degrees.
Okay.
And one of the hosts there, he stands up, then he spreads his legs,
Okay.
right? What I imagine he's doing is like he's starfishing with his arms against the wall, like one arm.
Yeah.
And then he's
otherwise,
reaching.
how's the wiping
Right.
happening?
I don't understand why you'd want to ever stand like that and wipe. Because, you know, his argument that he gets more surface area.
No, he doesn't.
No, it doesn't, right? Because I don't, the way he describes it, I don't imagine he squats while doing it. I think he's just up straight, legs spread.
Yeah. Now, squatting, that's not standing.
No.
And that's doing a different thing. I mean, if you were using a squat toilet, which I know a lot of the world does,
Yes, yeah.
sure, you would squat.
Okay.
I am also a person who sits and leans,
Okay.
but I can tell you why I found out that there's other people.
Right, because I wasn't aware of these other people.
I wasn't either.
Right.
But okay. When I lived with my ex, we had a window in our bathroom. Now, only the bottom panes were frosted.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like 6 feet tall.
Tall guy.
So when he was standing, he could peek over the frosted bit. And he was like, I hate those windows. I hate that the neighbors can see me when I'm wiping my ass. And I was
Okay.
like, they can't. They can't see you. And he
obviously.
was like, they can. And I was like, how? And he was like, because when you're standing to wipe your ass,
Right.
they can see. And I was like, you stand to wipe your ass? And I was like, why? Why would you do that? And he said, because laying down is too uncomfortable. Like, that's the other option.
Okay, but then that would suggest that he's tried laying down before.
Yes.
So he has.
So I was like, laying down where?
On the floor.
And then he got angry.
For why?
I don't know. He was one of those that gets angry about everything. But I don't feel like laying down is an option if you're not an infant.
No. Why would you? And is it like full tummy on ground, laying down?
I don't know. I would think it would be side.
Or
laying
is
on
he
the
on his side laying
on
there?
the side. But I said to him, no, standing is wrong. And he said, well, that's how my mom wiped my bum. So obviously it's because his mom did that and then he never learned any different.
To what age, though, did his
Probably
mom do
to
that?
30. This guy was garbage. But I just think that's how the standing up people end up doing that.
The other lady, right? Hello. We're gonna call you. I think I was discussing the other day. We're gonna call you our dearies. And we have got the queries. And also you can have queries as well. But if you are an odd wiper, please write in and tell us in great descriptive detail how you wipe.
We would love to know, especially if you found an option other than standing or sitting or laying.
Or squatting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like squatting would actually be pretty good.
Yeah.
Because we use toilets, getting off the toilet to then squat would be weird.
It's a lot. So if you are a Wheird Whiper, please write in. Tell us how you wipe. We are both sit downers and leaners, not standers. You know what? I would want to see someone stand and wipe.
I know what it looks like.
You know what? I've never seen someone, and I can't imagine that's comfortable. I can't imagine that's like the best way of doing it.
It's just the cheeks are closed.
Exactly.
Closed for business.
You're
You
just
can't get
smearing
there.
it, right?
Yeah,
Like-
just smearing it up the cracks. You know, when I found out that he did this, I was like, is he okay? Does he have a problem? So I Googled it.
Yeah.
And you know, about 50% of people stand.
You lie.
No.
I don't know anyone who does.
Have you asked everyone?
Yeah, okay, that is the problem. I haven't, I feel like this is a question I need to ask people now.
Yeah, because it's not something that comes up in everyday
No,
discussion.
it's not a conversation topic. Hey, how do you wipe, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, I stand up. What?
I'm going to ask everyone now because
Yeah.
I feel like it tells you a lot about a person.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, with my job, the people I support have to stand up, right?
Yes,
there's
and
no
that's
other
like
way.
children when their mum is doing it.
Right.
They have to stand up.
Yeah. So, like, I have to clean them while they're standing because it's the most effective way. But if I don't know, walked into a bathroom, a public bathroom, and I saw someone standing while wiping, I don't think it would be a situation of, oh, sorry, I didn't mean. I'll be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I think it would be really weird if you could see them having a shit. Like, what kind of toilet is it?
Well, no, like, you accidentally opened the door and they didn't lock it or something and they've just finished using the toilet, but they're standing up, like, legs wide open, like, wiping the bum up. Like, I'm sorry, but what is this? What are you doing? And if they turn around and say, oh, I'm wiping my ass, I'll be like, I'm sorry, why? Why aren't you just being normal?
I'm sorry, but if I walked into to someone on the toilet or even standing, I wouldn't be like, what are you doing? I would be like, oh, well, God, sorry.
Nah, but see, at first I would be like, oh shit, sorry, I did. And then I'll be like, wait a second. What is that person doing?
Also, I don't know why I would apologize because it's 100% their fault they didn't lock the door.
Well, yeah, obviously lock your door when you're using the toilet,
They
especially
probably
in public.
want you to see them standing.
Maybe it's like a weird fetish. You know? They love to be seen wiping their bum in really odd ways. I'm not an advocate for stand. Okay, I'm not gonna judge you. I know it sounds like I'm gonna horribly ridicule you if you stand up wiping, but I promise I won't.
I will.
You'll just flame everyone who writes in.
Okay, I won't. But I won't insult you. I will just deep down know in my heart that you have a pooey bottom.
And that's true. That is true. You're not, I feel like sit-downers don't have as pooey of a bottom as stand-uppers.
Yeah, because you can't get in there. There's no way.
No, there's no way. And also, it's a question as well. Like, a lot of people wipe, like, front to back, right?
Yeah.
But how many people wipe back to front?
No one.
Are you sure about? Because
Back to how would you even do that?
like, you reach in between your.
And what? Scrape it through to the front?
Yeah, I'm doing a motion right now. So you reach under, and then you just, you know what I mean?
No, that's illegal.
If you are also a back to front wiper, please tell us why. Why you do? Why? Who made you like this? What's wrong?
I guess if you're a man, it doesn't matter that much.
No, because you still get it on your testes.
Yeah, pooey balls.
Yeah, that's not on. That's not on. Like, that's just sick.
Yeah, but I think women are trained from a young age to not do that.
Right, but like, women are more sensitive, I guess, and more at risk of like horrible diseases from doing that.
I don't know that you'd get a disease. You'd just
Like
get an
a
infection.
UTI. Yeah, but that's a horrible thing to get. You don't want a UTI from.
No, also you don't want a pooey vagina.
Exactly. But there's probably people who will listen to this and think, oh, wait, I do that. I'm someone who wipes like that.
They would know because they'd be like, why am I always itchy?
Yeah, exactly. And now you know, if you wipe from back to front, stop. Go watch a YouTube tutorial on how to wipe or something. I'm sure the internet has a video on how to properly wipe.
I mean, if you're always itchy, you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Keep your hygiene. Clean yourself. Go have a shower. Go have a shower right now. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I just feel like they would already know.
But would they? If no one has told them, would they know?
Yes.
How?
Because they'd be like, there's poo in here.
Yeah, but like, if no one has said to you, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, how would you ever know that's the wrong thing? Maybe you think you're doing it wrong, so you do it more to try and get it right?
I think I'd be like, I've tried this and I've noticed that I have poo where I don't want poo to be. So I only am never going to do it again. I'm never going to do it again. I would learn from the one time.
And then that's enough.
Yeah.
You learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Of not
the
getting...
hard way would be keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're persistent and you really want to wipe your bum from back to front, you will keep doing it.
Yeah.
Or maybe some people get a sick thrill from that. Again, maybe it's a fetish thing. Maybe it's the risk.
Maybe, because there's people who eat poo, so...
Yes, if you are eating and or drinking...
If you are eating poo, please unsubscribe.
Yes, actually. Oops. If you are... That's ridiculous. Yeah, if you are eating poo, seek medical attention. Please stop eating poo. Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, how you been?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm currently doing a move. I'm moving. It's stressful. It's long. For anyone who's currently moving or who has moved recently, it's, you know what? On paper, I thought to myself, this is going to be easy. It's just going to be one van trip. That's it. A job done. Oh, God. I haven't had a dramatic move before. And this is the first time I've had a huge move with all my stuff being taken. And it's a lot.
Yeah, they say 7 moves is the equivalent of 1 fire because you always break stuff.
Yeah, I've broken a few things.
Yeah.
Nearly broke my TV. I've broken my roommate's items. I have not told them. Holly and Leo, if you are listening to this, I apologize. I broke something, and I won't tell them until they bring it up and be like, oh, that's broken. I'm like, oh no, what happened?
By the time this airs, they will probably have found it. Anyway.
You would think so, but it's behind a thing. Right. So it won't be seen unless they move said object.
Why don't you replace it?
Because it's part of a larger object.
Okay.
Yeah, it's part of a drawer, and I kind of broke the bottom of it.
Oh.
But you know what? If they never listen to this and they never look, it's completely fine.
Tell them to listen to every episode except episode 3.
Yeah, but then they would want to listen to episode 3 even more.
Okay.
Or maybe I should tell them to listen, like in a reverse psychology business. Just be like, yes, listen to episode 3 and only ever episode 3. And they'll be like, oh, well, no, actually, I don't want to listen to episode 3 now.
Yeah, I want to listen to the other forbidden episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, you know what? I was wondering, here's another query. Completely diverting from my horrible crime. I was thinking the other day, in your dream, when you've dreamt up in your dreams, have you ever seen your phone?
I saw a meme about that, and no, I haven't, but I saw a lot of people commenting and saying yes, they have, but also maybe I have because I don't remember all my dreams now, though.
I can't recall ever seeing my phone in a dream.
I don't either.
Like,
that doesn't mean, also I forget my dreams. Because
I've seen paper, but I've never seen my phone. Maybe the phone is just too complex for your brain to really, envision it properly. Like, paper's just white.
Don't think so, because we use that thing every day, all day.
Yeah, but also, at the same time, it's got a lot of things happening within it.
But,
right?
you know, I also don't dream about the TV. And before I had a phone, the thing that occupied my attention was the TV. I don't dream about the computer.
I've never dreamt about a TV as well. Or a computer.
I don't dream about the radio.
What the fuck? Is this common? Do we just not dream of these things? Like,
I mean, I don't.
I haven't either. I don't think I've ever, like, been like, so my dream, I was watching TV. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I've dreamt of, like, going to school and, like, you know, those kind of things, but never watching TV or using my phone. Although I've had a dream of calling someone, but I don't remember my phone in said dream.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't remember a lot of my dreams.
Well, that's one for you to think about. Have you ever dreamt in your dream about a dream phone?
Yes, let us know.
Because I haven't. Now I think about it, there's a lot of times where, like, I don't remember my hands in my dream. I feel like if I looked at my hands in a dream, it would be like AI art. They'll be fucked up.
I mean, I know that they're there, though, because once I dreamt that I was escaping the police with a handheld air balloon, so I must have had a hand.
Sorry, a what now?
Handheld air balloon.
Was it just a balloon?
It was a hot air balloon.
It was a hot air, but how? What do you mean handheld?
Well, I held it in my hand, and I would press a little thing and go shh, and stay just out of the reach of the police's fingers.
So then that's not an air balloon. That's just a balloon.
No, it was a hot air balloon. So there was like a little handheld thing, and you'd go shh.
Sure.
And it would just lift you just a bit, so the police couldn't grab your feet.
But that's just a balloon, right?
No, there was hot air.
How do you know there was hot air?
Because I was releasing it with my hand.
Yeah, again, that could have been a helium balloon. Could you feel the heat?
I just knew it was one. I mean, when you see a car in your dream, do you know it's a car, or is it a balloon that's shaped like a car?
Okay, but then if I see a handheld air balloon in my dream, I'll just presume it's a balloon, not a, like, what?
Well, did you know helium is a finite resource and we just put it in fucking balloons? We're like, bye.
Oh my God, we are running out of helium. We are, aren't we? Oh my God, I read that a few years ago and I thought helium was just naturally occurring. Actually, that's a lie. But I never thought about helium before that day. And then my mate was like, oh yeah, we're running out of helium. And I was like, what do you mean we're running out of helium? How can we run it? Like, what? And it was like, yeah, no, it's like, you know, it's finite. And I was like, what? That's weird.
Does it have another purpose, though, other than balloons?
Is it flammable?
I doubt it. I don't think they'd be like, here, child, have a flammable balloon near your birthday cake.
I guess.
I never liked this kid anyway. Here's
I know
your balloon.
The sun has helium in it. That's one of the gases that makes the sun. Is it helium? Please don't educate me and write in like I'm the most stupidest guy, because I know I am. I know I've got the smoothest brain in the world. But you know, if we are running out of helium, there's probably a different planet with more helium, like Mars.
Imagine we went to another planet just to take their helium. Like we're an invasive alien species and we're like, we'll have that for our balloons.
We only ever come for the helium. Everything else, they could be the most technologically smart aliens ever, and we're just like, we don't care. We just want helium. That's it. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, we run out.
Yeah, they're like, what about our water? No,
thank you. We just want the helium. We're running out on Earth, please. So, as we covered, handheld air balloons, they don't exist, apart from your dreams.
Yeah.
You don't dream off your phone for some strange reason.
Not that I remember.
Not that you remember. And you don't dream off the TV.
No.
Or radios.
No.
Or screens in general.
Not that I recall.
Again, I think maybe it's something in the brain that's like, oh, you're not allowed to dream of that.
But I also don't recall dreaming about my legs. But I I'm sure I had them.
But then when you're dreaming, it's all in like first person view, isn't it? Like, how often do you look down and be like, oh, there's my legs? Like, you know they're there. It's like how your brain automatically blocks your nose. Your nose is constantly always in front of your eyes, but like, you know, if I close one eye, it's right there. I can see it. But obviously you don't, it's like when you think about breathing.
Yeah.
Then you start breathing all weird.
One time I smoked marijuana.
Okay.
And then I went into the Burger King. And every like few minutes with my friend, I'd be like, and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I haven't been breathing.
You just forgot. Your lungs were like, how do I do?
Yeah.
From last few episodes ago, you would need an eye lung to breathe for you if you smoked marijuana.
Well, I have smoked marijuana every time and didn't have the iron lung.
Right.
Because I remembered to go.
So you just have to automatically breathe.
Yeah, like once every 10 minutes.
Once I've never smoked marijuana, and I breathe just fine. And I don't struggle and think about, I need to breathe. Oh, another question.
Yes.
Have you ever... Okay, all right. Have you ever seen a pregnant Chinese woman? Have you ever seen a pregnant Japanese woman?
Probably. I don't know.
Have you, though?
Okay, for one thing, this is going to make me sound like garbage, but
Well,
I can't
think about
tell by looking
Okay.
who is Japanese and who's Chinese and who's Korean.
Right.
I just don't have that skill.
I don't think many people do unless you ask.
Yeah,
don't
or
think
if you're
it's-
like really into it. I have a friend who was like obsessed with Japan growing up and she can tell.
I generally can't. Like, not like, I would have to go up to them and like, and also it always feels weird asking someone where they're from without sounding like you're being an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's no real way to execute that. You can't just go up to someone and be like, where you from? Because then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's that microaggression thing, but because I grew up in Canada, unless you are Indigenous, none of us are from there. So we all used to ask each other that, and I mean, we were all white, sitting around being like, where are you from?
Yeah.
Because none of us were from there
Yeah.
originally. Like, we may have been born there, but our parents or our grandparents weren't.
Oh, right. So you're like third generation or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was first generation.
Right. So where are your parents from?
My mom's from England.
Oh, and your dad?
Well, he was born there, but his mom wasn't, or his dad.
Oh, so you're a bit English.
I'm 3/4 English.
So what's your grammar from your dad's side?
English.
So you are like mostly English?
Yeah, his dad was Danish. So I'm 1/4 Danish.
Jesus Christ. I'm just full African, bro. Why you got so many, what do you have so much
I bet
mess
if I
in that?
did a DNA test, I'd be like 1% African.
Somewhere along the lineage, maybe.
I think they say that everybody came from Africa.
So they claim. I have no proof. I wasn't there, so I can't really say whether everyone's from Africa or not. Like,
But DNA doesn't lie.
Yeah, I guess so. Unless it's been tainted.
Yeah, unless you're
Little-
shitting it.
Again, this is with the wiping.
Yeah.
If you don't wipe properly, you're going to corrupt your DNA.
Yeah.
So wipe properly, please.
If there's no toilet paper, don't use someone's DNA sample. It's just rude.
It, it is rude. It's not a bidet. It doesn't, if you work in a sperm bank, don't be like, oh no, I've run out. But hold on, what about all that sperm that I could
Now I'm
use to wash my ass? Like, you know what I mean? So no, I have not seen a pregnant Asian woman.
I feel like you could Google that.
You could Google it, but I've never seen one in real life. I've never been outside and be like, oh hey,
I feel like I have.
do you reckon?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of pregnant people, but none looked like the ethnicity of like Asian, like Chinese or Japanese or Korean. And I don't know where that is. I've been to Chinatown a few times.
Chinatown?
Chinatown, But because it's like, the biggest place to find Chinese people.
Yeah, outside of China.
Yeah. And none of them were pregnant. What's up with that?
You were like, I'm keeping my eye out.
I did.
Well, you know what? When I go into the town center here,
Sure.
which is mostly white people town,
Yeah.
I don't see pregnant white ladies.
I see pregnant white ladies. I see pregnant white ladies all the time. And my question is, where the pregnant Asians at?
I just don't notice pregnant people, I guess, at all. Unless they're... One time I was tattooing and the person I was tattooing had brought his sister.
Okay.
And she was pregnant and she wanted to watch him have the tattoo. And she stood behind me and she rested her pregnant belly on my back.
Oh.
And I was like, do I say something?
Was it warm?
It was, and it was firm.
Well, yeah, there's a whole human inside there. Like,
Yeah. Well, I don't want to feel it.
did it kick you?
No, but it just felt like a hard thing. Like a warm ball. Like a warm basketball.
Is that rude to ask a pregnant lady not to press their belly against you? I feel like, I've never thought of that, but I feel like that would be a rude thing to say. Just be like, excuse me, can you not press your overly rotund belly on me, please?
Can you not put any part of you?
I
Like,
guess
just
you could
resting it on
say,
me.
yeah, you could say, can you not touch me? But I feel like saying, can you not put your pregnant belly on me would be rude.
Yeah. Or even belly. Using the word belly just sounds mean. Like, don't put your belly on me.
Yeah, but like, it's not like she's meaning to. In any other circumstance, I don't think she would have pressed her belly on you. But I feel like in this situation, she had no other place to put her belly.
Well, she could have put it on the other side of the room. She doesn't have to stand directly behind me. But I didn't say anything. I just let her do it.
But keep in mind, pregnant bellies are probably quite heavy. So,
Okay, so why do I have to lift it?
because she was like, oh, maybe you'll do her a favor. Maybe you wouldn't mind.
I'm working.
Yeah, but like, it's not like her belly being on you is stopping you from tattooing. So maybe just,
I mean, it wasn't stopping me, but it was impairing me from concentrating.
But the baby didn't kick you.
What if it had? What if it had drop kicked me and now I'm unconscious?
Then I feel like there'll be more problems that would need to discuss than she placed your belly on you.
Yeah.
More like a baby shot out of it and drop kicked you in the head.
Ugh.
A fresh new baby.
I feel like there should be an extra fee for that.
You'd
if
sue her. Wait, would you sue her? Could you sue her?
I'd just be like, look, there's going to be a cleanup, so
Yeah.
I'm going to have to charge a cleaning fee because you've made a mess on the floor.
I don't think babies come out that quick, though.
I can't. I was born at home because I just fell out, basically.
Oh.
practically.
Oh dear. Home birth. Yeah, no, like it's weird because some women do just drop the baby out of them.
Well, my
Accidentally.
sister had to catch me.
Did she?
Yeah. And you know what she said to me? She said, I took a look and all I saw was hair. And then I realized not all of that hair was Mom's. And I died. Ugh.
What does any of that mean? What are the words? You need to explain all of that.
Well, my mom was in labor. And
Right.
my mom was like, no, I'm not in labor. I'm just in pain.
Okay.
And it was going on for a little while. And then my sister was like, let me take a look.
Okay.
So she did. And there was hair. Just a lot of fucking hair.
And how much older was your sister at this point?
17 years.
Okay, so she was a 17-year-old girl who birthed you.
Is that what it is?
Well, she didn't
'Cause I
birth,
feel like
she
the
assisted
Yes,
the birth.
she was the doctor.
Right. Is that okay?
Well,
I feel
we
like-
all lived, but I think we're
You-
all traumatized.
That would be awful. One, she had to go down on your mum to look at what was going on down.
She went down on my mom.
Well, she had to go down and look, right?
I don't think that's what going down on someone
Oh,
means.
be quiet. It's the same. It's the same. She looked down.
Yes, she went down there.
There we go. You see, we both used the same kind of words.
Yes, but yours were slightly different.
There was no meaning to that.
Okay.
Right? So she investigated. Yes?
Yeah.
She investigated and assisted your mother and was like, there's a baby coming out.
Yeah.
And your mom then was like, okay, catch her.
Yeah.
And there you
She
were.
did.
Where was your dad?
He was going to get cigarettes.
And he did come back.
Yeah. Well, yes. He did. He did come back, and there was an ambulance in the driveway.
Well, I feel like my birth was like less exciting than that, to be honest with you. I feel like mine was very, surgical and professional and...
Surgical? Were you a cesarean baby?
No, I think I was a natural birth, but like, in the terms I was in a hospital and so was my mother, and there was, midwives there, not a child, looking down and being like, yes, seems like there's a child coming.
I'm being traumatized.
And that's when your sister decided she wanted to be a doctor?
She's not a doctor, so no.
What does she do?
She's retired, actually, but she did stuff for the government.
Oh.
And well,
Government stuff. I don't like the government.
people do stuff for the government all the time.
Yeah, I don't like them. Like those... Right, okay, I'm going to go on a rant right now. Ticket people.
Oh.
If any of you are ticket people... for
Unsubscribe. If you do ticketing, we don't want you.
Not traffic tickets, parking tickets. If you're a parking ticket person, I deeply dislike you. I don't hate you. I get it's a job. You need to do it. You need to get your money. But at the same time, go suck your mum. You're awful. And I don't know. Do you just wake up one day and be like, I know what I want to do. I want to be a ticket man or ticket person. And I want to stick tickets on people's cars and make their life awful.
I'd rather just do many other jobs.
Yeah. There's so many other jobs that don't require you to stalk cars and just slap pieces of paper and charge them like a crazy amount, especially now with the politicals, with the cost of living nonsense that we're going through. I don't want to like park somewhere where I think, yes, I'm completely fine, and then come back and they're like, yes, we're charging you £150 for parking slightly to the left at 3:00 in the afternoon.
The main reason I wouldn't want to do that job is because people would yell at me, and then
They
might cry.
would. I would be the one yelling at you.
Yeah, and then I would cry, and it would be awkward. I'd be like, but I'm still giving you the ticket.
And they would. I had a run-in with the most awful ticket person I've ever spoken to. She gave me a ticket because I parked my car. I was gone for like 30 seconds. Parked my car. Both the machines didn't work. She was in the car park, by the way, in there, watching me attempt to use the machines. They didn't work. I was like, I bet I'll just leave, go post this thing, return. I come back 30 seconds later, she slapped the thing, and I was like, bro, the ticket machines don't work. Oh, well, that's not my problem, is it? You shouldn't have parked here then. What?
I also feel like having that job, you're at risk of violence because you're so annoying that
Yeah.
like people are gonna windmill their arms while running directly at
It
you.
will hurt you. I'm sure a lot of ticket people do get abused and assaulted. And of course, again, it's just a job. You need to do it. But also, suck your mum. She was so rude. And the thing is, I explained to her, I even showed her the machine isn't working. How can I get a ticket for something that isn't working? Money, it doesn't take money. It's card only. It's busted. All two of them are busted in this tiny car park. And the thing is, she watched me do it, and I was like, if you can see me do it and it's not working, and you see me like be back 30 seconds later, why are you still giving me a ticket?
Yeah.
And then I had to go through this whole appealing process, and
Do you have to go to court for that?
no, just have to appeal it online.
Yeah.
I just literally sent them I was like, the machine wasn't working, and your smelly woman gave me a ticket like for 350 or 150 or something, 60 quid or something like that. And I was like,
I would just appeal it every time, even if it was my fault,
Why?
because I don't like paying.
Yeah, but then they'll be like, oh, she's taking the piss. So my next question is, weird runs.
Right.
Today, we spoke about this
Like
ages
people
ago.
who run weird.
People who run weird, right?
Okay.
And we were talking about, like, if they are aware that they're running weird.
No.
Today, I saw a lady who was running as if she was panicked, right?
Okay.
And I thought, is someone chasing her? But then I saw her attire and I was like, no, she's just going for a jog. But she was running in such a way, like her arms are basically flailing around. And I was just like, okay, you either normally run like that or you're putting that on.
Or she had to poop.
Or she had to poop. She did look very poop face. You know what I mean?
Like, oh.
Like, oh my God. Talking about poop face, being on a roller coaster while really needing a poo.
I would poo before I went on.
But sometimes they creep up on you. Sometimes they just creep up on you.
Yeah. Well, I feel sorry for the people standing beneath the roller coaster then.
I have had a situation where I went on a roller coaster. Everything was fine. The coaster took a while to get started. And I was like, you know what? It's all right. And then my belly just started going, ooh, nah, something's going on. And then it started going. But then something, again, with this roller coaster, something went wrong and I was like, bro, this I can't. And it still had half of it, and the rest was spins and turns and whiplash it, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna die.
When I was in high school, I abused laxatives to lose weight.
Right.
And one day I took three X-Lax. And
Christ.
I'm on the bus home, and suddenly I'm going to pay the price for this because one is coming,
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I do here? Because it's a long time before I can get off this bus. So I was like, do I go up to the bus driver and tell him I'm going to throw up?
Right.
And then just run into the woods.
And then quickly.
I would just run into the woods and be like, I'm never coming back because I can't face anyone, right?
No, how would you explain that?
I'd be like, I ran into the woods. Bye. I wouldn't explain it.
I wouldn't want to run into Canadian woods.
Why?
Bears.
I grew up in the woods.
Yeah, but there's like bears and shit.
It wouldn't even be the first time I shat in the woods.
Yeah, but you'll have like dangerous animals that will happily
Not
eat
where I live. Not that many.
Why? Where did you live?
In Ontario.
Isn't that where bears live?
There's some bears, but
Right.
I mean, I only ever saw one bear my whole time.
But didn't you guys also have like coyotes and what other moose?
They don't want you. There's no moose around.
I've never seen a moose, but I hear they're massive.
They are. And if you hit one while driving, it'll go through your windscreen.
Really?
Or as we would say it in Canada, windshield.
Oh yeah, windshield.
Yeah. And not car park, parking lot.
I always forget. Isn't that what the Americans say?
Yeah.
Shit, man. I always forget the difference between like British speak and like what do you call it? Elevators?
Yeah.
And lifts?
Yeah.
Do you call escalators the same?
I was going to say, make up a word and say we call it that, but I'm not quick enough or witty enough. Yeah, we call them escalators.
Garage?
Yeah.
Fucking... America and Canada sound very similar. I mean...
The thing, though, is we're like a hybrid because we do say some British things and have British spellings.
Okay, I know you spell colour different, right?
No, we spell it the British way.
Do Americans spell it with a U?
No, we spell it with a U.
Oh, Collour?
That's right.
I feel proud of that. I felt like I was gonna fucking like fumble that one, and then everyone would just be like, "Oh, look at this dumbass, not knowing how to spell color." Fuck.
K-O-L-I-R.
Yeah, no, I've when I first came to this country, I realized the difference, trousers and pants.
Yeah.
Because I say pants. And people are like, oh, that's weird. What are you saying pants for? And I was like, yeah, these things. And like trousers. And I was like, oh, well, I kind of just learned the pants.
I still say pants.
Yeah.
Even though I know that people don't understand me.
I mean, they would just assume, right? They would assume you mean trousers.
Sometimes if you say, hey, do you have any khaki pants?
Right.
They're like, huh? Because, khaki means poo to them. And
What do you
pants
mean
means
means
underwear.
poo?
Khaki means poo. Khaki pants is pooey underwear.
What?
Because English people pronounce khaki karki.
Do they?
Yeah. So if you say, oh yeah, I'm wearing my khaki pants today,
Right.
which you have on,
I do.
they'll be like, oh God, get out of here, khaki pants.
These are like... But I didn't know they're
Karki.
khaki pants,
Karki trousers.
khaki trousers.
Khaki pants.
I love
You know what else happens to me a lot?
Go on.
Here, I always try to enunciate it if I'm talking about horror movies,
Okay.
because I'll say to a British person, hey, do you like horror movies? And they're like,
Horror.
horror movies?
Yeah.
Because
No,
yeah,
yeah,
it's just
I
my
see.
accent.
It's
It
like
really
when you were
used to
saying
sound-
about the blue milk. What were we saying?
blue milk. That's a British thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We would just say whole milk. When I say whole milk, they always think I'm saying oat milk.
Yes, yeah, the old milk.
And then they'll be like, oat milk? And I'll be like, no, blue milk. Blue top milk. And they'll be like, oat?
Oh,
And then I have to point at the bottle.
because they just can't understand your accent.
Yeah.
But I guess that's fair. I mean, like a lot of English-speaking country, Australia, I'm sure they've got words that, when you said that over here, it's just a mistranslation. Like, for example, with the pants, if you said to someone, oh, I'm going to go and change my pants, most people would think you're going to change your underwear.
Yeah, and that you're telling them that you're
Yeah.
oversharing.
And then they're like, why the fuck are you telling me? I don't care that you're going to change your underwear. And you're like, no, my trousers. And they're like, oh, okay. Like thongs in Australia, they're called flip-flop thongs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was watching the Bluey, which I do love. Do you know what Bluey is?
No.
Blue is an Australian TV show for children.
Okay.
It is quite fun. I do love it. It is literally Peppa Pig, but for Australians, and they have dogs. And it was weird. It was weird listening to a child dog saying, "Look, Dad, I've got my thongs on," and I was just like, in any other country, you'd be calling Chris Hansen.
Sometimes in Canada, people say thongs.
Do they?
Because plural thongs would go on your feet. Thong, singular, would go on your bum.
It's an underwear. Thongs as underwear make no, like a G-string, make no fucking sense to me.
Well, it's so that you can't see it through a dress.
But G-strings are like, what are they protecting? What are they covering?
Your crotch. The front.
That's
front
it,
goodness.
though. That's it. But then why wear them in the first place? Because if you're going to wear a G-string, and it's literally just a triangle piece of fabric on your bits, what's the point?
In case there's a gust of wind and everybody sees your vagina.
But then if there's a gust of wind and it pulls up your dress from the back, everyone's like, oh, that person's not wearing any underwear. And you're like, no, I'm wearing a G-string. And they're like, well, you're leaving nothing to the imagination there, are
It
you?
happened to a friend of mine. She was at a wedding and her partner picked her up while they were dancing and threw her over his shoulder, and she was wearing a thong,
Yeah,
and it just looked like she wasn't wearing anything.
yeah.
And one of the children ran up to the bride and said, I saw her vagina. No. And now they're not friends anymore.
Because of that?
Yeah.
Was there no explanation to say, no, hey,
She
listen.
tried.
And no one...
It just fell on deaf
Why
ears.
would you fall out with your friend because of that? You would just explain, like, hey, no, listen, this is what happened. Oh, okay, well, like, don't let it happen again. I don't know. Like, you don't need to lose a friend because a child said, oh, yes, that person's vagina's out. Like, you just be like, oh, well, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Because if I was the bride or the groom and a child came up to me and said, oh, I saw that woman's, bits, I would go up to her and be like, hey, listen, bud, so I hear this is happening. And if she said, oh, no, actually, that's not the case, then I'd be like, oh, cool.
I would
Sorry.
probably assume it was accidental.
Yeah. So then why would you drop out with your friend?
Well,
Because...
to be fair, she's the partner's friend, so
Okay.
I don't think they were really friends, and I think that just solidified it.
Right, but maybe there was already a bit of
Maybe.
tension. I don't know. I just think it's like, you know, a lot of people have falling out with their friends over like the most meaningless things. Sometimes you're just like, and then when someone tells you like, I'm not friends with this person, why? Oh, they ate the last bit of chicken that I saved in the kitchen. What? Like, just talk like civil people and sort it out.
I mean, there could be more to it, though. That could be like a recurring thing.
If it is, understandable. But if it's like a one-time offense to your friendship, like, you know, especially in schools, I know in school there was a lot of times where people would just not be friends all of a sudden. Oops.
I dropped my equipment.
Is it not screwed in?
Yeah.
Screwed in. Like, people would just not be friends for some reason because, I don't know, someone took their pencil case, or, you know, they talked to that one girl they liked, or something dumb.
Well, young children, they aren't developed, so.
No, especially teenagers. Teenagers are hormonal messes.
Most of my friends are my friends from when I was a teenager.
Really? I don't have that many friends. I think I've got like 2 friends from school.
Yeah, I would say my friends mostly are from high school.
Because as a grown-up, it tends to be a lot harder to make friends.
Yes, it is. And it's also harder to maintain friendships because no one has any time.
Yes. And I was actually talking to someone, my school friend, about, because it was like, oh, I'm trying to make some new friends and blah, 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 after getting off a really long relationship and not having friends. It was like, oh, I'm trying to make friends, but it's like impossible. Does no one want to be my friend? And I was like, I don't think that's the case, my friend. I think people just don't have time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everyone's working to live, and then you want to go out. Most people go out one night a week.
Yeah.
You know,
if that.
yeah.
I mean, you get in your 30s and you might not go out at all.
And that's it. Like, you know, you don't have the freedom you did when you were in school. Because in school, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, I've got so much time. Oh, I'm going to go to see my friend. Soon as you're like part of the working man, that's it. Your time's gone.
Also, I think at least the older I get, the faster I am to find something annoying.
Yeah.
So it's harder to develop a relationship with someone if you're like, that's annoyed me. You know.
And when you're an adult as well, you've got a bit more foresight on like the people, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you're younger, I think a lot of people are always trying to adapt to you. But like when you're older, it's kind of like you accept me as I am kind of situation, because you're not going to try acting like you like the same interest unless you're trying to court that person.
Yeah.
You know, you won't really go out of your way to be different.
Also, I think when you're young, you are forced together and you hang out with these people every day.
Yeah.
And then you develop a close bond because of the sheer amount of time you've spent together.
Yes.
Whereas as an adult, you don't have, I mean, maybe people who work normal jobs do. I don't know. I don't work a normal job.
No.
So, and I work by myself most of the time.
Yeah.
But like, I'm never forced to be around the same group of people.
Yes.
Day in and day out.
I guess if you're in an office job, then it's different, right?
Probably.
But then it's weird because if you're in an office job, you end up having like work friends, you know? Like, and those work friends never hit quite the same as like having actual friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like in offices, you do just accumulate so many friends, you know, but you know, you only go out with them when it's like a company thing. But I don't think sustaining friends as an adult is really possible.
Yeah. I also think like the older you get, it gets even more difficult.
Yeah. And especially now with the way things are working, like, you know, everyone is like trying to do overtime to get more money to be able to afford basic nonsense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people who are just like, oh, I've got extra time. And for some reason, I get annoyed when people are like, oh, I'm off for like 5 days or something. Do you want to hang out? And I'm like, no, I can't hang out. And it's like, and then I think to myself, how do you have all that time? Lucky for some.
I also, when I was younger, had a lot more energy. Like when I was 20, I would be working 12-hour days, and then I would sometimes go out after.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of, younger people do. My brother's just started like year 7 and is filled with energy. And I look at him and I'm like, oh, to be young again, to drink in that energy, because Jesus Christ, everything is a slog. Yeah. Everything. And the thing is, I wanted to walk today. I was like, oh, I should walk. It'll be great. I'll get in my steps. And then as I was passing my car, I was just like, oh, maybe I could just drive.
Yeah.
I could just drive there, because just being a grown-up is just, it's effort.
Yep.
You run out of everything so quickly, including your bank account.
Yeah. And with the way things are now, I feel like people do have to work more just to have the same amount of money.
Yeah. And the problem, if you do live in England and you take public transport, trains, the bane of everyone's society. I actively sometimes go to London to see my friends, and trying to get a train to London is awful. It is just, you go there, it's a train strike for some reason, or the trains are cancelled for some reason, or it's delayed, or there's train works, or replace. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I have a client who used to wash the trains, and she said sometimes when someone would jump in front of the train and they had to clean it, there were still pieces of them on there, and that it smelled.
Right. And with that delightful, statement,
yeah, it's time to wrap it up.
Yep.
So thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, we hope you'll leave us a 5-star rating. If you leave us a funny or weird 5-star review, we might read it on the show. You can follow us on all the major social media platforms. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's all the username, The Query Dearys. If you have a little query for us to answer on the show, please visit our website at thequerydearys.com and ask it there. You can get odd, you can get weird, but don't be a pervert. Not too perverted anyway. Keep it legal. We'll have a new episode for you every week, so we hope you'll subscribe. That's all for today, dearies. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye-bye. Be safe. Drink your milk. Bye-bye.